Hi dear GATE 2024 candidates. The Rites Limited invites application for the post of Graduate Engineer Trainees through GATE 2024. The Rites Limited is a Navaratna Central Public Sector enterprise under the Ministry of Railways, Government of India, and is a premier multidisciplinary consultancy organization in the fields of transport, infrastructure and related technologies. And they invites application for the post of Graduate Engineer Trainees in disciplines Mechanical Engineering and Information Technology. Total 10 number of vacancies are present under Mechanical Engineering discipline and total 5 number of vacancies are present under Information Technology discipline. The vacancies reserved for different reservation categories are mentioned in these tables. You can go through it. Then about age limit, they have mentioned that the maximum age is 30 years and age, experience and all other eligibility criteria shall be reckoned as on the last date of submission of the application. Let's now look the educational qualification required to apply for this post. When we consider graduate engineer trainee in mechanical engineering, the candidates must need full-time bachelor's degree in mechanical engineering or technology in mechanical or production and industrial or manufacturing or mechanical or railways or mechatronics and automobile or any of the above combination in part or whole. Then when we consider graduate engineer trainee in information technology, the candidates must have bachelor's degree in computer engineering or technology or computer science or degree in engineering in computer applications or information technology or electronics and telecommunications or electronics and communication or electronics and instrumentation or postgraduate degree in electronics or electronics and telecommunication or electronics and communication or electronics and instrumentation or computer science or information technology or computer applications. So even though the discipline is mentioned as information technology, the candidates belonging to all these branches can apply under this discipline. Then they have mentioned that the candidate belonging to general and EWS category should have first class degree or minimum 60% marks in minimum qualification for consideration against unreserved post. And for reserved category candidates, that means the candidates belonging to SC/ST, OBC non-creamy layer and PWBD, they should have at least 50% marks in minimum qualification for consideration against reserved post. Then about final year candidates, they have mentioned that the final year or final semester students are also eligible provided they have obtained the minimum percentage marks mentioned earlier or equivalent CGPA in aggregate of all semesters or years up to pre-final examination and would be qualifying the laid down educational qualification with requisite marks. Then if you belongs to a reservation category, there will be relaxation and concessions in upper age limit. The details are mentioned here, you can go through it. And if you belongs to a reservation category, you need to produce valid certificate to prove your caste and category. Then about selection process, they have mentioned that the selection will be based on GATE 2024 marks. When we consider the post graduate engineer trainee in mechanical engineering, the candidate must need a valid GATE score in mechanical engineering ME. And when we consider the post graduate engineer trainee in information technology, the candidates must need a valid GATE score in computer science and information technology CS. This may be a typo error. Then in addition to the GATE score, if you satisfy all other qualifications mentioned earlier, then the qualified candidates shall be shortlisted category wise for interview based on their normalized marks in the corresponding paper of GATE 2024. Then they have mentioned that the documents submitted by candidates will be scrutinized by Rites Limited and candidates found eligible will be called for verification of original documents and selection process. The candidates shortlisted for interview shall be required to submit the documents as may be mentioned in the call letter. Then the final merit list shall be prepared as per following weightage distribution. For GATE marks, the weightage is 75%. And for interview, the weightage is 25%. Then they have mentioned that only those candidates shall be considered for empanelment who secure a minimum of 60% marks in interview for general and EWS and 50% for SC/ST, OBC non-creamy layer and PWD. And there shall be no qualifying marks required in aggregate. Then the offer of appointment shall be issued to the suitable candidates in the order of category-wise merit and based on requirement. And they have mentioned that appointment of selected candidates will be subject to their being found medically fit in the medical examination to be conducted as per Rites rules and standards of medical fitness. Then they have mentioned that the candidates have the option to appear for interview either in Hindi or English. Then the selected candidates will be on training for a period of 2 months, and on completion of training period, the candidates will be engaged as assistant manager in IDA pay scale of rupees 40,000 to 1,40,000 on probation for a period of 1 year. Then the selected candidates shall be liable for posting to any place in India as per requirements of the company. Then they have mentioned that the candidates will be required to clear the screening test for confirmation of their services at the end of probation period. And those who fail to qualify in the screening test, their probation period may be extended and further action taken in accordance with the policy of the company. Then the candidates may also note that no application of an employee would be forwarded for jobs outside until he or she completes 2 years of service in the company. Then about remuneration, they have mentioned that the candidates will be placed in the IDA pay scale of rupees 40,000 to 1,40,000 during the training period with starting basic pay of rupees 40,000. And after successful completion of training period, the candidates shall be engaged as assistant manager in IDA pay scale of rupees 40,000 to 1,40,000 and would be paid basic pay, DA, HRA and all other benefits mentioned here. You can go through it. Then if selected, the candidates need to sign a service agreement bond. They have mentioned that the selected candidates will be required to execute a service agreement bond to successfully complete the prescribed training period and thereafter serve the organization for at least 3 years. And the amount of bond is rupees 1 lakh for general and OBC non-creamy layer and rupees 50,000 for SC, ST, PWD and EWS candidates. And if candidates wish to resign from service during training period or within a period of 3 years after the training period, the above amount will have to be deposited. Then you need to pay an application fee to apply for this post. General and OBC non-creamy layer candidates need to pay an application fee of rupees 600 and EWS, SC, ST and PWD candidates need to pay an application fee of rupees 300. Then important notes regarding the application fee are mentioned here. You can go through it. Then you need to apply online through website www.rites.com. You need to enter all the details correctly and then you need to upload the required documents and then you need to pay the fee online to complete the application process. And they have mentioned that a copy of this online application form containing the registration number is to be printed, signed and retained. And the same is to be submitted at the time of scrutiny of documents along with self-attested scanned copies of the documents mentioned here. You can go through it. You can go through all other details they have mentioned here. Then they have mentioned that the candidates have to bring duly filled 2 copies of Annexure A and documents mentioned therein in chronological order and submit at the time of document verification or selection process. We will see that Annexure A later. Then about venue and time, they have mentioned that the exact date, time and details of venue of the selection shall be communicated to shortlisted candidates. Then general instructions to the candidates are mentioned here. You can go through it. Then they have mentioned that the communication with the candidates will be through registered email ID and also they will upload relevant details in their website. So the candidates are advised to regularly visit the website. Then the last date of submission of online application and online payment of fees is 24/9/2024 and the date of selection will be notified later. Then this is the Annexure A that we mentioned earlier and it is nothing but the documents submission checklist. And if you belongs to a reservation category, you need to produce relevant certificate to prove your caste and category. The format for that certificates are given here. You can go through it. Thanks for watching this video. Please subscribe and share this channel.